Back warning, you have one option. Subscribe to Talking Sci-Fi, or else.
No.
That goes for you at home, too.
Welcome to Talking Sci-Fi with Sci-Fi Sean and
Just Randee.
I love this. I'm having so much fun doing these
Me too.
video vlogs and podcasts or whatever you call this thing. I've actually had other people that are doing podcasts reach out to me and want to be on our show.
I can't wait. I think that's fantastic.
Happy Hour with Johnny and Deuce. Deuce is talking to me and he wants to come on the show and do a segment with us about Sci-Fi Bartow. So which is great. February the 15th.
2020.
Yes, and it's gonna be awesome.
Getting close, getting excited.
We're gonna delve into the world of the Batman. The release of the new Joker movie has everyone really excited again about the Batman movies, and there's already talks of something called The Batman that they're going to start filming. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Is that a live action or is it animated?
You know, I haven't looked into it that far, but I just heard the name The Batman.
I think it's going to be awesome. So, we're going to talk a little bit about the Joker. We're going to talk about all the Batmen and the Batwomen and some of the villains and all that. I'm a huge Joker fan. Sadly, have not seen the Joker movie yet.
Oh.
And we're going to talk about that in another podcast coming up a little bit. So, where do you want to start? Because you open up the pot of Batman, if you will. There's a lot of places we could jump into.
Oh, there is. First of all, at Batman Day, 99% of the people that I talked to were Michael Keaton fans.
Okay.
And
I can dig that.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I was young, but I just didn't like Michael Keaton that much.
Really?
Now, my wife loves Val Kilmer, and for some reason, maybe because I love her, I said, Val Kilmer is my favorite Batman.
You want to love some Val Kilmer, man.
So
this is what's cool about the movies and the shows and the animated series. I think Batman the Animated Series nailed the world of Batman perfectly.
Well, here's the deal, Sean. I've never seen a...
You have got to watch them, Randee.
Are they good? They're
Download them. Because I know you don't have the DVD player, you know. Yes, these cartoons, I know they're animated. They were not made for kids. They are adult. They have violence in them. They have sexual situations in them. And they were made as a kid's show. What's his name? Luke Skywalker, your favorite. What's the actor's name?
Hamill.
Mark Hamill. I forget that guy's name. He does the voice of the Joker in it. And he is the Joker.
You know what? I've seen some of the scenes and heard him do the Joker, and I've heard him on stage at some of these Comic Cons doing it, and I think he does a fantastic job.
He does a fantastic job.
I need to watch these things, I guess.
I mean, the villains are the best. It really goes into a story, deep story, backstories of things from the comic book all the way up to the movies. They even have a spin-off show called Batman Beyond, and it's about Bruce Wayne getting older and can't do the Batman anymore because he's been beat the shit out of his entire life as Batman.
Okay.
So he recruits another Batman.
Really?
By accident. I don't want to give anything away. They close on a lot of things in the Batman world. They go into the Joker because you find out what happened between Batman and the Joker, and they go into that, so which is really deep. So
what did happen between the two?
Let's just say that the Joker didn't survive one of his escapades to screw up Batman.
Oh, okay. All right, I got it.
And it was by his own doing.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So that was what was. Really...
So he holds a grudge and wants revenge, and that's where we are in the canon films.
It's again, it is a deep, dark episode. It's called The Return of the Joker, but you've got to watch the animated series first. Okay. And there's 3 seasons of that. Then they did break-offs, and they did a Batman Brave and the Bold, which is kind of like a Looney Tune version of Batman, but still it goes into some deep Batman storylines, you know. So, a lot of great animated series, and of course you have the Justice League, which Batman is a big part of
Right,
it. Kevin
absolutely.
Conroy, which does the animated
Right.
series Batman's voices in all of these. Now, they've done some other Batman movies where it's different actors. I think a Baldwin did his voice in one of them or not.
Oh, okay. All right.
Jumping into the animated series first off, because
Right.
this is very popular. If you have not watched it,
I've never-
blown away.
I have
It's
a confession.
full of action.
Is it?
Yes.
Well, I have a confession. I don't know how to say this, but I'm not a huge Batman fan.
Okay.
Growing up, I was Superman all the way. Now I know same company, but for some reason, like today when we start talking about these movies, more than likely you are going to hear about some of the scenes that I really liked, but you're also going to hear why I don't like these Batman movies.
Okay. All right, so I touched on the animated series. We got that out of the way,
Right.
which we'll still reference because it's a great reference. It's like the Bible of Batman, in my opinion. You
Right.
know, the animated series.
I got you.
We'll start with the. I know there was a Batman before Adam West. I know nothing about. It's old. It was before my time.
Right.
Well, we'll start with Adam West
Okay.
as Batman from the Batman television show.
Right.
They had all the classic villains, Joker, Mr. Freeze was in it.
Yeah.
They had Egghead, which was played by Vincent Price. They had the Riddler, Catwoman, Penguin, and all slew of the villains. And it was whimsical. It was comical. It was slapstick.
I have been back to see a few episodes. It's just not my thing.
I know it's not.
Yeah.
But, you're not a
Yeah.
Batman.
Right.
But did you like the original Supermans
Uh,
with Christopher Reeves?
I did.
Yeah.
Yes, and believe it or not, Bartow had a theater back then, and that's where I saw 2, I believe it was.
I'm talking about before that. I'm talking about the television show.
Oh no, I had no clue.
See? And
Is that Lou Ferrigno playing that?
No, that's the Incredible Hulk. Really, Randy? Really, seriously. This is the Hulk. Now, if you want to go, the Joker is kind of greenish with the hair and stuff. I mean, I can understand why your simple little mind.
I love Lou Ferrigno.
I know Lou Ferrigno. He's deaf. Did you know that?
You can tell by his speech and
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. I've met
Yeah.
him a couple times
Yeah.
at the convention circuit. It's a nice guy. Offshoot. The old Batman, they would shoot they'd have their batarangs, they'd throw them up and climb the side of the building, and actually they were walking normally and they just filmed
Right,
sideways.
sideways. Yeah, that's awesome.
Every time they went to a villain's lair, the camera was kind of curved sideways, so it looked like it was like off kilter, like criminals are, which it's brilliant thinking.
Yeah,
right?
it is. Yeah.
But they had some great episodes, and a lot of the Batman villains show up in there that aren't in the movies. But they have showed up in the animated series.
Right,
you know,
okay.
like
All
the
right.
ventriloquist, the bookworm,
Right.
the sub-characters,
Yeah. And I, even though I've never watched it, I understand what you're saying because you've never seen the Clone Wars of Star Wars.
Right.
Here and bring Star Wars up
Sure.
here, but
Yeah,
there's
that's fine.
tons of Jedi and villains that you've never even heard of when we talk about them because in the animation series they
I distracted you.
Yeah, yes.
With my new flashy thing.
I love it.
I'm going to talk about this for a second.
Yeah, let's do it. That's awesome.
Thank you, Chilton Signs. Thomas Galvin came to me the other night and said, I have the perfect thing for Sci-Fi Bartow. And he said, make these your trophies for some of your special, like your best costume or one for the car show. And he's going to put 20 on the front and all that. But you plug it in, it's a flashy do, it has a really awesome remote. So think about doing your costuming for Sci-Fi Bartow or bringing your car because we're going to have 3 or 4 of these we're going to be giving out as the top prizes this year. So,
and if you're bringing your car, I recommend bringing you an old beat-up beater with guns all over it, and
so you can beat the Apocalypse.
Yeah, but
he's unstoppable.
He's
man.
2 years in a row, baby.
He puts so much work in that car.
He does.
And it's a Gotham City kind of a vehicle as well too. We talked about vehicles offshoot, but the original Batmobile, which was in the old series, the 60s series we'll refer to it as. It was, I think, by far the best Batmobile out of any of the movies or television shows because it had all those buttons. It was a convertible.
Yeah.
it had levers, and it was like a James Bond car almost, you know. So
yeah, it's not my favorite, but one thing I did like about it, if I remember correctly, it had a big glass bubble windshield.
Yes,
I love that part of the car. Yeah.
Yep, it's been stolen and messed with throughout all the Batman kind of situations and all that. So, 60s Batman. We'll start with him now. Let's shift gears in the Batmobile.
Okay.
Atomic batteries to power.
There you go.
We go into the movies.
Okay.
The first set of movies.
Yeah, all
there
right.
were two. Michael Keaton played. He's a fantastic actor. I know you don't like him, but he's a fan favorite.
Yeah, right. And maybe that's... God, I hate to bring everything back up to Star Wars, but I feel like I don't know the actors going in, so I can say, ooh, that is Han Solo. I didn't know who he was. You know what I'm saying? But these Batman movies, of course, the two...
You mean you didn't know who Harrison Ford was?
No, I didn't realize who those actors were until later on. You go like, oh, Indiana Jones and this, and he ends up being a great...
You're blowing me away.
I know, I would... Like now, I don't never remember the names because I could care less usually. You know what I'm saying?
Stop. I want to inject something here. We're going to be sending out applications for Sci-Fi Sean's new host coming up that might know who the frack Harrison Ford is.
Oh, you got to remember I was young.
I know you were. Seriously. No, I understand what you're saying. So Harrison Ford was a new actor back then because Spielberg and Lucas discovered him pretty much.
Right.
You know, showed up in American Graffiti, which is a car movie. Which have you ever seen it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and that's where he got the idea. If you look at that movie, there's a lot of Star Wars people in
Right.
that movie.
Oh, yeah. So here's the deal. So these new movies that come out with Keaton, Val Kilmer, George Clooney, okay, and that era of movies, they brought in these Nicole Kidman, Arnold Schwarzenegger. They brought in to me all these
Uma Thurman,
high-profile actors and actresses to make the movie popular.
Jim Carrey, Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh, what was the one? The lady, the mother in 8 Mile. Kim Basinger.
Yeah,
Basinger?
Kim. It's a Basinger.
Bajinger.
We know it. She's sexy when she has that silky sheet on her. You can tell her. Is she naked? So I'll freeze frame it on that, and just watch Batman in slow motion, I hope there was a lot of room in the lower half of that Batman costume because if I would have been playing Batman in that movie, you would have heard the stretch of the rubber go.
Oh, that's crazy.
I know it is, but that's why we are crazy.
Hey, coming up later in a new podcast, I finally found something I believe Sean has never seen, and we're going to do a show on 8 Mile.
Not. Anyway, Batman. So, I don't know what you're saying. The five first movies, if you will. Here we go doing math on movies again.
Yeah, they're in order.
They are in order, but know that they erase everything they've done. Because your two Michael Keaton ones with Jack Nicholson.
Right. Oh,
Best Joker.
Long Gun. Love it.
I think Jack Nicholson was the best Joker.
Okay.
All right.
I'll give you that.
All right, because he was great.
Yeah.
Because I like the way they did the storyline with the Joker.
You are right. I will give you the storyline was amazing.
He fell into the vat of acid. He got shot in the face, broke his cheekbones. He had to do underground kind of a gangster surgery, and it made him smile. Her doing Joaquin Phoenix surgery. But
in the comic, in the animation series, is that kind of how?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
And they make fun of it. I was talking about the Batman Beyond, where Joker shows back up. The kid that is the Batman, McGinnis is his last name, Terry McGinnis, and he's taunting the Joker because the Joker has been reanimated and comes back. I don't want to give anything away, but he goes, "Oh, what? You're a clown. You slipped and fell in a vat of acid and got your skin all bleached and you decided to be a supervillain? Oh, that is so sad. Funny, it's sad." So it's infuriating the Joker. And he's like, "Oh, shut up, kid. I'm going to get you." And blah, blah, blah. It's all, what's his name? Luke Skywalker doing his voice, Mark Hamill. And the last thing that triggers the Joker in that thing is he's like, "What? I know what it is. You never made Batman laugh. Well, I'm going to laugh at you." And then he starts laughing at the Joker. And the Joker loses it, and it's really awesome.
Right. Wow.
But no, I loved Jack Nicholson. I was skeptical at first, and I'm like, really? Jack Nicholson as the Joker? But it worked. I thought it was great. And I love Jack Palance. He was in there. He was the mob boss, and
Right.
because I loved him. And what was it he used to do? Ripley's, believe it or not. And he talked like that through that movie. He's like, and it grabs. Oh, I'm flashing back. I gotta watch that movie tonight. So it's just, I love it. There's so many aspects of it, and it's corny. They go to the kind of the corny thing. But this is where I was getting about Batman and Bruce Wayne.
Okay.
And let's start with Michael Keaton. Was he a better Batman or was he a better Bruce Wayne? Because Bruce Wayne's supposed to be this billionaire playboy that his dad was the big shot of the town, doctor, whatever, and has all this money. They got killed, obviously.
Right.
So everybody looks at him. So by night, he's the Batman. Serious, vigilante, all these really great weapons and stuff, which they follow through everything from the animated series up to, I'm sure,
Batman,
the last Batman with the Christian Bale and all that. And even in the crappy Batman versus Superman and the Justice League.
Yeah,
Same
I got
thing.
you. But I know we're talking about these 5, but I think Christian Bale played the best Bruce Wayne, being too much pressure from the company, getting away from it. But back to these, you're right. I'll give you that.
No, let's talk about all of them. I mean, I just didn't mean. I know you mentioned those.
No. I just
so
figured
we'll
we
go
were
all the way
going
up to Batfleck. You know, and because I don't want to give away any teasers or not, and that's another podcast. But the Joker movie has nothing to do with Batman.
Right, I agree.
So there is no Batman as per se in that movie. But yes, Christian Bale, in my opinion, I thought played the best Bruce Wayne.
Yep.
Okay. Mm-hmm. He did all right as Batman, but he was too easy to give up who he was. Like when they did the one with the Joker and Two-Face. But I can't honestly say that because Val Kilmer did the same thing.
Yeah.
When Two-Face attacked the circus, he's like, Harvey, I'm Batman. I don't think Bruce Wayne would ever let it get to that point.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
Because if he's fighting and all that stuff for justice and all that, truth, justice, American way, that's the other guy. But you know.
So back to Michael Keaton. Though.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, no, you're good.
We're jumping all over the place.
So in the second movie, Batman
and the
Returned.
Penguin.
Yes,
Batman
Danny
Returns.
DeVito and the Penguin. Okay, so God, is that the one that had Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No.
That
was the Clooney. That was Clooney Bat.
Okay, so here's the deal. There was a scene. Let me think a minute, where they have a surprise party for him, and to entice him to come to the party, they give him a raw fish. And he's like, rah, rah, rah.
Yeah,
I love that scene. Okay, and he comes in there and he's like scared when they're all clapping.
Danny DeVito was the best Penguin.
Oh yeah.
I think so.
And when he bites the guy's nose, or they make reference to his nose, he goes, it could be worse. My nose could be bleeding. And then a few seconds later, he bites the guy's
shit out of him.
nose.
Yes, I love that.
Mm-hmm. All right, so it's a fantastic movie. And then we jump to Val Kilmer, right?
Wait, let's stop.
Oh, okay. You want to go back? Yeah, go back.
The problem I had with Batman Returns is, I know they went with the whole corny thing.
Yeah.
I thought the Penguin was fantastic. I think it was a complete mistake to put Catwoman with the... Was it Meg Ryan? Who played Catwoman in that movie? No, it wasn't Jesus. Or Mary. Or Joseph.
Was it Michelle Pfeiffer?
Michelle Pfeiffer. Yes. Let me think about it. Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer. That's it. Blonde hair, blue eyes.
Yeah.
Great story, but they should have had it stand alone.
Oh, I agree.
That's the problem I have with those era of the Batman movies. They try to cram too many bad guys. The first Batman with Michael Keaton, there was Joker.
Yeah.
He was the only one. Yeah, there were the mob guys and anything, and Bob, the sidekick to the Joker, and all that. I think it had the best soundtrack too.
Oh yes,
Prince did the soundtrack for that, and he actually made a cameo appearance in the first Batman movie.
I didn't even realize that.
Yes.
Do you remember
yes, absolutely. That Batman movie by far is my favorite Batman of all the Batmans.
Yeah.
I like them all.
Yeah.
Except for Clooney. I hate the Clooney Batman, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. It was in the beginning of the movie, middle of the movie. They're having this big fundraiser for the Gotham City festival they're going to have. And Alfred's running around and filling up drinks and all that stuff. So Vicky Vale, and I can't think of the actor's name or the character's name, that played the little goofy reporter. They end up in this room, and it has all of Bruce Wayne's collection of armor from different places.
Right.
Well, that's like one of the entrances to the cave. So he's got it all filmed and everything. So Bruce Wayne walks in behind them, Michael Keaton, he's sitting there and he's listening to them talk. And he's like, the guy goes, "This must be the king of the Wicker people." He's talking about this statue,
right,
you
yes.
know. And then he turned and like, "Who is this guy?" And it was this guy with this gas mask with all this crap, you know.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Where did this come from?" And Bruce Wayne steps up and he goes, "Whatever country you got it in." And they go, "Who are you?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm Bruce Wayne." So in that talk, the door opens up, and this butler is standing in the door. It's not Alfred.
Alfred, right.
So he goes, "Sir, we're out of the 1940 Chateau something something. Do you think we should open up another case?" And he looks at the goofy guy, and I cannot remember. The name's going to come to me after this podcast. And he looks at Vicky Vale. He's like, "What do you think? Like 6 cases be enough?" And he goes, six is good. 6 is good." And he tells the guy 6. That was Prince. That was there asking how much.
Now I got to go back and watch it.
Yeah, because he did a great soundtrack for it. I love it. I miss Prince. I think he was awesome.
Underrated.
You know, he's always going to be Purple Rain in my heart. But that was why it was my favorite. And it really, I don't know, we're going to do a podcast about music in superhero movies. And we're going to definitely talk about Prince.
Yes.
So, anyway, that's why I love it. There's so many aspects of it. Because I was a Batman fan of the 60s Batman. I liked it. It was a kiddie cartoon. And then this guy, more dark, but yet they had a lot of humor in it.
Right.
Keaton had a lot of humor a part of his Batman.
Yes.
You know, in all of them. You know.
Yeah.
Then you go into the second one. No, we're going.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go back to Returns.
Okay.
He was a little bit darker, but he had all these. We see the Bat boat for the first time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
And more about the Batmobile, which is this long, sleek thing that had, for some reason, zippers on the fenders. I don't know. And he goes around. He climbs walls with it. So Penguin was great in that. I think Danny DeVito is the best Penguin.
Yeah.
I love Burgess Meredith, but that Danny DeVito Penguin is just stuck. Even in Gotham, which we haven't even talked about.
I
know you liked him. Yep.
Yeah.
But it was showing him becoming.
That's right.
I never finished that series,
So,
but they say at the end of it he was limping and all that crap.
Yeah.
You know? But again, for the young people, they like, you know, they want to impress the millennial and young people type with like, well, let's don't give him a cape or a top hat or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, now we go into the Val Kilmer.
Yes.
He only did one Batman movie.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was more whimsical.
I liked it.
But it leaned towards the 1960s.
Yeah.
You had Jim Carrey as a bad guy.
Yeah.
You had
Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah. Again, shoving 2 great actors in there, but they only needed one bad guy.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
But you know, and I correct myself, there are many times where the other villains have gotten together on other Batmans, like the animated series, Justice League and all that, and come after Batman.
Right.
So
one of my favorite scenes from that Batman is when they're having like another charity party, I believe it is, and Tommy Lee Jones shows up, and you know, of course, Jim Carrey is not. He's there in a suit, but Tommy Lee Jones sets a trap for Val Kilmer, and they jump down in a hole in the road, and it has a big tube.
Yeah.
And Batman runs down there, and
they move it over to another thing, and and they set him on fire, and he has that cape that makes him fire.
Awesome. That right there was like a big part to me. And Tommy Lee Jones, I want to say there was a famous line from that where he says, "Can't you just die already?"
Yeah.
You know?
Can't you just die?
And when Batman comes walking to the flames, look, I got chills.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, that was pretty good.
I thought Tommy Lee Jones was horrible as Two-Face because Two-Face is not this whimsical, joking around character. Again, you've got to watch the animated series because it's all relevant to the size of the steeple.
Okay. Yeah.
So, beautiful people.
Yeah.
Love that guy. I always thought he went to Lakeland High School.
Really?
I always heard a room that Marilyn Manson went to Lakeland High School.
Well, here's the deal. There's something funny. You ever seen the movie Jawbreaker?
No.
Well, anyways, he gets framed for raping a girl.
Yeah.
And he's not wearing makeup.
Yeah.
And they have a picture of him on top of her, and it doesn't show anything, but they're having sex, and he's like, and it is so creepy.
Marilyn Manson's sex face.
Yeah.
I can't get that out of my head.
Flipping real. So, but anyway, I'll shoot.
Tommy Lee Jones, I thought, sucked as Two-Face.
Okay.
He was too comical. Harvey Dent was a straightforward shooting guy. He was best friends with Bruce Wayne, rich millionaire, thing, and he started running for the district attorney office and all that. And that movie, which is close to the truth, because they've changed the way Two-Faces become face.
Yeah.
You know, Two Faces.
Right.
The guy throws the acid and he blocks it and it burns half his face. Why it turned him purple, I don't know.
Right.
But
and they changed that in the Bale series.
yes,
Yeah,
they did. And we're gonna get into the Christian Bale.
I know.
We're getting there. I'm just picking them apart. But again, there was a lot of things about the Val Kilmer Batman I liked.
Yeah, me too.
I thought he was a better Batman than Bruce Wayne in that.
Oh, you did? Okay. Yeah.
I think that Val Kilmer made a horrible Bruce Wayne. He was too weak and showed too much of his personality. You know.
Yeah.
He wasn't this billionaire playboy, which we'll get into the Christian Bale ones, and it was like a weak side, but the Batman was good.
Yeah.
So, and then we have Robin show up in that movie too. That was the first sign of.
Oh yes.
What's his name? C. Connor.
Yeah.
What's his first name?
Who knows? What else he been in?
He was the what was the name of the
because the George Clooney just ruined it for me.
George Clooney ruined it for me. I'll tell you what ruined me with the George Clooney Batman. When we get to that, there's a whole spiel.
Yeah.
What was his name? The Graysons, the Flying Graysons. Okay, they were trapeze artists.
Oh my God, that was so terrible.
And then they cut the damn wire or whatever and
killed his sister. And his
mom and all his family. And then here's little Robin peeping around like what? Because he went to save the whole tent with a big giant TNT from Acme Chemicals or whatever, another Looney Tunes.
Oh God, it was so stupid.
It was, but it was based on the 1960s Batman.
Was it?
And if you look at it that way, I thought Jim Carrey did a great job as a Riddler.
Yeah.
I don't like him in spandex because I don't want to see another man's junk when I'm watching a movie. I don't care if it has a fucking question mark on it or not, but I just don't want to see that. And I've owned that suit back when I was a thin guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, And I would dress up like that, and I had a little hat and all that, and a little spinny.
Did you stuff a sock in?
No, I always wear a cup. When you're cosplaying, gentlemen, not so much the ladies. Get a cup for down there, okay? Because a lot of us guys don't want to see your junk, okay? So, and that's cool. You might like showing it off. Older guy like me, not so much. Story for another time. But that was good, and it was. But again, too many supervillains.
Yeah.
Two-Face was terrible. Jim Carrey was good. Robin, not so much. Too much of a crybaby. If my parents just got killed and murdered in front of me, it would do the same thing, in my opinion, it did to Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Fuck his mind up, and then, Now, let's go into Mr. Clooney. The only reason George Clooney got that part is because he was so popular in the movies, right? That was the only reason.
Yeah.
They said, hey, let's let George Clooney... No. When they said that, I said no.
That was called Batman and Robin, right?
Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
It was mostly about Robin.
Alicia Silverstone.
She showed up as Bat and became Batgirl.
Yeah.
They kind of screwed that up. It was because...
but I will say...
Batgirl was Commissioner Gordon's daughter.
Right.
Well, in this, she's Alfred Pennyworth's niece.
Yeah, that's
which
right.
They took, they broke the lore right there.
Yeah.
That was a Joel Schumacher production of Batman.
Yeah.
My biggest thing, and it turned me off, and I almost walked out of the freaking movie when I was
Oh, really? That bad?
Yeah, because they were showing him put on the bat suit for the first time, and here is George Clooney putting on this cha-ching, and turned around and shows a complete shot of his ass in the bat suit.
Oh my God.
They made a crack for it, and around the butt. I know the women went crazy. Then he turns around, and the motherfucker has nipples on the bat suit. Yes, I know bats are mammals and all that, but it's Batman. Don't put boobs on Batman's costume. We know it. And I'm like, why?
Did Mark Hamill show up?
No, Mark Hamill was not in that one because he would have been all over that. Yep, that blue milk. Insert picture here. That picture of him when he's all bearded up, he's drinking that crap running down his beard. I hate going back. It's Batman. We're talking about Batman. Batman's not great. There was nothing I liked about George Clooney.
What about some of Robin's little one-liners? Like he says, "Oh, I want a bat car. Chicks dig cars."
Yeah.
You didn't like his little one-liners?
No, because he was trying so hard.
I will agree.
Robin would never give away I know they're saying he was a young guy and all that stuff.
Yeah,
You know, and all that.
Right.
And it's just.
I don't think Batman would have been able to defeat Mr. Freeze if Robin wouldn't have showed up and crashed a party with the motorcycle.
Right.
So I think they might have needed him. You
Don't
don't think they needed him?
That movie is not needed. Period. Arnold frickin' Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
You know, I kept waiting for him to say, "I'll be back," and they went into the Nora Freeze a little bit, which is the whole storyline.
Which I kind of like that storyline.
It is a great storyline,
Yeah.
and like I said, you got to watch the animated series.
Yeah, I got
it
you.
Really goes
into it.
Yeah, because the guy that does the voice of Mr. Freeze in the animated series, very popular actor. Oh gosh, it's not Calicos. It's I can't think of the other guy's name. He's married to Barbara Eden, and it'll come to me later. You're screaming at the radio or the video right now. But anyway. There was nothing about Poison Ivy was even a screw up. You know,
yeah, I didn't think
that was
did a
terrible.
very good job.
And then they what? What else do they do? They got Mr. Freeze. They got Poison Ivy. Let's throw Bane in, the most deadly character Batman has ever come across.
Yeah.
Broke Bruce Wayne's back as Batman.
Yeah.
He broke him, and they make him just a basic Groot.
Yeah.
I am Groot, and that's all he would say. You know, Bang.
You're right. That movie was terrible.
It was terrible.
It was terrible, man.
I don't even want to. I went to pull out all my Batman movies because we were going to talk about Batman today, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh Jesus, I'm not watching this. And I opened up, the disc was missing out of it.
You're like, thank God.
I'm like, thank you, Lord, thank you.
Randy must have it.
No, because Randy doesn't have a fucking DVD player. I'm sorry I cuss a lot on this thing, but you know, that's just
God.
I say it like it is. You guys.
Oh my goodness.
We love all our fans. So.
Yeah.
And don't forget, comment if you want something different changed, because we're working with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not gonna fucking change, but you know you can comment all. No, I'm serious. I want this to be perfect and have fun. See Randy laughing right now. When I make him laugh, that makes all this perfect for me because I love it. So, all right. So is that enough about? Clean?
Yeah, let's move on.
They did go into. It was the last Batman movie that the guy had played. What's his name? Not Jarvis. What's the butler's name? Alfred. That was his last movie before he passed away.
Oh, okay.
And they actually had him dying in that movie, if you remember. And Mr. Freeze saves his life because he came up. There was some sort of fake Batman disease they came up with, like bat Alzheimer's or some shit like that. I don't know what they called it, but Alfred had contracted it. Nora Freeze had. That's why Mr. Freeze went crazy,
right.
Because she had the disease and she was dying, so he froze her.
I like the concept.
That's why he made all the freezing
Right,
things,
yes.
because he was saving his wife, and he falls into a vat of acid, and
Yeah.
bleaches his skin, and now he's a super villain.
Oh, one of the cops says, "I have mercy." It was one of my favorite lines for that. He says, "I have mercy," and he says something, "My heart's too cold."
Yes. Backing up a notch, we're talking lines from movies. I think that Two-Face had the best line in the one with Val Kilmer. When they're at the very beginning of it, and they're trying to rob that bank, and for some reason they put like a 20 million ton vault on the top of a skyscraper, and they're getting the skyscraper, and they had that little guard there that had the hearing aids. He was a little fat guy,
Right, yeah.
kind of like you, a little bit dumb and fat. So, see, that's what I like about that, because I get ready. So they lock him in there, and Two-Face flips his coin, and he looks at it, and it's heads, not the scarred up heads. He goes, "Well, looks like you survived, so another day of wine and roses for you, but in your case, beer and pizza." You know, I thought that was great. And I thought it was like, all right, let's go back. The only thing I liked about that Two-Face, so there was at least one thing.
Oh my God.
The Clooney bat,
Yeah.
worst. I wish that wasn't even in existence.
I got you.
And that's why they put the closure on it, because they had scripted to do another Batman movie, but of course they couldn't get Keaton because Keaton was done with it, which he's not, because he's wanting to come back
Right.
and do another one now.
Yeah.
And then when he shows up in a Spider-Man movie as a bad guy, you know.
Yeah.
Then you had Kilmer. He got really fat and bloated and all
He's
that.
pretty sick, and
And he got medical problems. I'm not making fun of him because Val Kilmer's awesome. There's some things that I like with him about one thing, but
real genius.
yes, I've never seen it. Believe it or
You've
not,
never seen
I've
that?
never seen it.
Uh,
Top Secret. That's my
Wow.
favorite Val Kilmer
all
movie.
right, George Clooney. You ever seen him dance in Where Art Thou? now.
I'm going to make something very clear to you. I hate effing George Clooney. I've never liked anything he's been in. Brother, there art thou. Man of Constant Sorrow. Whatever. I've never liked George Clooney.
Wasn't he in Pretty in Pink?
No, that was Richard Gere.
I know it was.
It was Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis was in Pretty in Pink. He got stuck in that vent at Christmas. It was a Christmas movie.
It was.
It was. Bruce Willis was in that Christmas movie, and there was no George Clooney. It was Bruce Willis. Anyway, watch our podcast. You'll get all our inside jokes because we carry stuff all through the hall. That's what good comedy's about.
I agree.
Keep the things going. So let's go into Christian Bale.
Yes.
When I saw the first